Hi, my name is Dr. Charles, and this is me and my favorite person in the whole entire world, my son CJ. Okay, so I've got somewhat of an unusual tip to share with you today. A tip that can dramatically reduce the appearance of cellulite on your body in only a few short minutes. Now, the tip that I'm about to share relates to something that you likely use to wake up with every single morning. It's also, by the way, one of the most eye-opening tips that I share with my patients here in Carmel, Indiana. Now, I need you to listen very closely. This video contains one of my biggest cellulite reduction secrets. And listen, I know you're a very busy person, so I promise to make it quick. But it's important to pay very close attention because I don't know how long this video will be up. All right, before we begin, I know what you're probably thinking to yourself. Self, I've had cellulite ever since high school. It's genetic. I've tried everything to get rid of it and nothing works. Nothing will ever work, so I'm just going to live with it and try my best to wear clothing that covers it up as best as I can. Well, hang on a second. Let me stop you right there. The tip that I'm about to share has nothing to do with some $1,000 liposuction treatment. It has nothing to do with any type of special cellulite massage session. It doesn't involve anything ridiculous like wearing a special anti-cellulite shoe around all day, and it has nothing to do with self-tanning or popular cellulite creams to conceal your cellulite. In fact, this tip is the result of a discovery made in East Africa and Arabia over 1,000 years ago in 850 AD that completely revolutionized the world. Now, look, needless to say, what I'm about to share, everyone has access to, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. But listen, before I get into the specifics, let me quickly tell you just a little bit about myself. First of all, I'm a board-certified chiropractic physician, a certified wellness practitioner. I'm certified in nutritional response testing. I'm a speaker, an author, and I have been fortunate enough to have helped over 100,000 people around the world lose weight and get healthy. Okay, so the tip I'm about to share helped Mila go from this to this in only minutes. Now, notice the obvious reduction in visible cellulite on Mila's buttocks and upper legs. When it comes to cellulite, unfortunately, women get the short end of the stick no matter how good of shape you're in. In fact, studies have shown that 90% of women, 90% or more of women have cellulite, and the older they get, the more visible the cellulite becomes. Let me give you a super quick anatomy lesson so you'll know why the tip I'm about to share is so effective. And I promise not to get too technical. Okay. The reason why cellulite is more visible on women than men relates specifically to how their connective fat tissues are arranged. We all have strands of connective fat tissue that separate fat cells in the skin. Well, in women, these fibers will form a network pattern that looks sort of like a honeycomb, so that any increase of fat in an area will appear as a bulge. Whereas in men, most of their fibers are arranged in a horizontal crisscross pattern that will prevent any kind of bulging or dimpling. Because of the female skin structure, as the adipose tissue increases, it grows into the upper layers of the skin and, well, this causes two things to happen. First, there's a buildup of fluid, for example, water, in these areas. Our bodies are comprised of roughly 70% water, and in women, much of it tends to accumulate in this honeycomb-like dermis layer. And secondly, it causes a reduction of blood flow to this area. So, to keep things simple, these two factors are the leading causes of the all-too-familiar cottage cheese or orange peel skin. Most all other cellulite reduction methods treat the symptom, but not the root cause. Liposuction, for instance, just removes fat. It doesn't significantly alter the flow of blood and water to those areas. Special walking shoes also have no effect on the underlying problem of water retention and blood flow. And tanning beds, well, look, tanning beds obviously just change the outside color of your skin, which doesn't affect the honeycomb-like bands in the slightest. Even exercising doesn't address the root problem. It simply reduces the amount of fat between the honeycomb-like bands, giving you smaller cellulite dimples. So stop exercising, and you better believe it will come right back. Then the question is it really possible to overcome the genetics that women have been handed? Absolutely you can. And it's actually very simple. See, the key tip is to treat the underlying problem, which is the lack of blood flow and the retention of water in the specific areas that I mentioned earlier. Once this has been addressed, we can let the other methods of cellulite reduction do their job. Supplemental diet and exercise can then have a very, very dramatic compounding effect, which is exactly what we want. But with that said, solely by increasing blood flow and decreasing water retention in these areas, you can see significant changes in the appearance of your skin without adding exercise and diet. So yeah, take a second and imagine yourself going from this to this in only a few short days. So what can you do right now to start fixing these two problems? Based on years of research, we've developed an all-encompassing system designed for long-term, life-changing results. And we call this system the Cellulite Factor. It's made up of several easy-to-understand components. Step 1 is all about speeding up blood flow and decreasing water retention in the dermal tissues, which we've touched on slightly in this video. On page 108, you'll learn how you can actually make your own cellulite-reducing kit using an ingredient discovered in East Africa over 1,000 years ago. It's all natural, and I almost guarantee that you already have it inside your pantry right now, even as I speak. This step is as close as you can get to altering your genetic composition, reducing the appearance of cellulite on your legs, thighs, and arms. Step 2 talks about the specific foods that not only slow down the accumulation of cellulite, but actually help speed up the process of reducing it. And you'll be surprised to know that you're probably eating many of these already, just not at the correct times, in the right order, and in the right combinations. All right, then on page 82, we'll take you by the hand and show you what you should be eating, and more importantly, what you should not be eating. You'll be shocked to learn which foods are actually piling on the cellulite by the pound. Yeah, and simply eliminating these foods can do wonders to your appearance. Step 3. On page 111, we'll talk about the real reason why killing yourself in the gym won't eliminate cellulite, and how a certain 3-step process is what will lead to permanent cellulite reduction. Step 4. On page 23, we teach you something that will likely shock you. It's the real reason that many so-called cellulite removers eventually fail, and the reason the Cellulite Factor system won't fail. Now, once you get through step 4, I'll tell you this right now. You will never look at cellulite the same again. And after just a few weeks, you could see dramatic changes in how you look, and more importantly, how you feel about yourself. The stuff I teach in the Cellulite Factor program isn't a bunch of nerdy mumbo-jumbo and unrealistic steps that need to be followed. It's written in a very straightforward, do this, then do that kind of way that anyone can understand and follow. I mean, simply put, it's written for the real world and isn't fluff and theory like other so-called programs. In fact, it's the same stuff that I teach my patients here in Carmel, Indiana. And I'm so incredibly confident that the Cellulite Factor will work for you that if for any reason you decide that the CF program isn't for you, you can just send me an email and I'll give you a full refund. And you know what? I'll go a step further. And you can go ahead and keep everything for free. It's on me. No questions asked. Here's my personal email address. drcharles@cellulitefactor.com. Email me anytime. I check my email very often, and I love meeting new people, so go ahead, feel free to email me with any questions that you might have or just to say hi. Okay, so let's cut to the chase. I know you're wondering, this sounds great, but how much? Well, first, let me tell you everything you're going to get. The entire Cellulite Factor system, teaching you simple, effective methods to eliminate cellulite on your body. I'll also teach you the specific discovery made in East Africa over 1,000 years ago and how it can exponentially increase the rate at which your cellulite vanishes. Second, the Cellulite Factor daily meal plans. Take the guesswork out of what to eat. These meal plans make it easy to combine breakfast, lunch, dinner, and desserts into meals that I promise you right now you will love. Third, I'm also giving you a food diary and movements log. I've designed this to help you easily move from day to day and see exactly what you're doing and what you're eating. Fourth, we'll include a pre-created grocery list. Hey, listen, we are taking all of the guesswork out of this for you. We'll tell you the exact foods that you should get from the grocery store. Nothing is left to chance. And fifth, we'll include the Toxic Avoidance Handbook. Toxins in your environment are a huge reason cellulite occurs in modern society. So I'll lay them out for you. I'll list the most common toxins in the air, on land, in your water, in the food you eat, and the chemicals that are in your skincare products, your makeup, your cleaning supplies, and even your clothing. how much is all of this going to cost? Well, you'll be pleasantly surprised by how little this is. You're not going to pay thousands of dollars for intrusive and dangerous liposuction. You're not going to be a lab rat and have needles inject drugs into your legs that may or may not work for thousands as well. And you know what? You're not going to have your intelligence insulted with skin scrapers and vibrators and massage nonsense. Nope. Not even close. The regular price for the methods taught in the full Cellulite Factor program is $732, which is the price I charge my patients to meet one-on-one with me. Since the Cellulite Factor program is instantly downloadable, I don't have to pay my clinic overhead, right? And I don't have to pay my employees to schedule appointments for me. Basically, that means that I can reduce my overhead fees and pass the savings on to you because I don't have to pay out as much. Now, I told you earlier that I'm going to make this affordable for everyone. I'm not going to charge anywhere near $732 for this package. I'm not even going to charge $399. I'm not going to charge $299. Heck, I'm not even going to charge half of that at $149. The price of the Cellulite Factor course is yours for a one-time payment of just $97, which is almost 90% off the original price of $732 that I would charge my patients here in Carmel, Indiana. But wait a second. Because you've showed me and yourself that you are committed to getting rid of cellulite, or you wouldn't have listened to this entire presentation. If you order right now, I also want to give you my special Cellulite Factor cookbook that contains 70 of my best and most delicious recipes for reducing cellulite. It includes some of my personal favorites like skin smoothing apple honey mousse with sliced almonds. Oh, so good. Our avocado dimple reduction drink. Salmon apple carpaccio, rich in omega-3s which fight inflammation under your skin to help to soothe and smooth out the bumps. Amino-boosting buckwheat crepes with bananas. And to make sure that you have absolutely no excuse for not taking control of your life with the Cellulite Factor system, I'm going to lower the price even more and give you the entire CF system, the bonuses, and the recipes book for just $47. $47. Not the already huge 90% off discounted price of $97. You can get everything for just $47. But you must order through this video by clicking on the Add to Cart button below right now. And please don't forget, you're fully protected by my Erase Cellulite or its free guarantee. Once you're on board, take a full 8 weeks to test drive the Cellulite Factor. And like I said before, if you're not satisfied with anything at all, just ask for a refund and you can keep everything for free. Just as my way of saying thanks for giving this a fair shot. So, in this video, you've learned all about the underlying causes of cellulite. You've learned why women are more affected than men. You've learned the reasons that popular cellulite reduction methods can't and don't work. And you've gotten the opportunity to finally fix the underlying causes of cellulite, giving you the legs, the butt, and the thighs that you've always wanted. So, look, I truly hope that this is where you'll decide that things will change. I've laid out the exact roadmap for you to lose the cellulite you want to lose. And now, well, it's up to you. I can't wait to meet you, and I look forward to helping you completely change your body and your life in the days to come, and I hope we can talk soon. So, make it a great day. Click the Add to Cart button below to order right now.